Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video tutorial. This will be the sixth part in the pawn opening section of dubious positions and how to attack them. We will be going over the pawn opening again, but this time red will not use the central cannon. And this is another major branch in the variation and one of the traditional ways of playing the opening for red. So without further ado, let us begin. Pawn opening, thundering cannon, and as mentioned earlier, instead of c2 equals to 5, red will play e3 plus 5 to consolidate his defenses, link his cannons up, and also deal with the threat of c2 equals to 3. Now this is considered to be old school and not as efficient as c2 equals to 5 as seen in the earlier videos. Now, but nevertheless, this is very commonly seen over the board play, especially on the internet. So black would go for the develop his right flank, and red would advance. In this board, red would advance his horse to the riverbank. Now the idea was to try to command the riverbank and build his forces from there onwards. Now if red had played r9 equals to 8 instead, black would go for the central cannon. Red would try for the left cannon blockade, and both the black cannons would have greatly limited the development of red's pieces. Now, at this point in time, black can be very optimistic about his chances. There was a line given in the book. Let's say, for example, if red continues c2 equals to 4 for the sandwich horse defense, black will start attacking. Right plus 4, and black could start attacking material. This horse would be a menace that red would have trouble dealing with. Either way, black has a very flexible position and he can hold his own very well against red's onslaught. So that is where r9 equals to 8 is not a good idea. And that's in this board h7 plus 6 was played. Black would play h8 plus 7, and red would develop his left chariot as a ranked chariot, hoping to traverse across to this flank and lend support to the horse on the riverbank as it would attack later on. Now again, if he had played r9 equals to 8, red will simply play r2 plus 3, and red will find it very hard to continue to develop his initiative. Now p7 plus 1 to prevent h6 plus 4 from happening. Unfortunately, although this would seem to be very harmless, but this would be the dubious move. This board. Now the sound move is e7 plus 5, whereby black would up his defenses, protect the horse. And should red play r9 equals to 4, then he could play p7 plus 1. This formation is very stable, very firm, and he'll be able to hold his own against red's onslaught. But unfortunately, p7 plus 1 was played before black had upped his defenses at the central file, and red would immediately exploit with p3 plus 1. This is a very agile attack. Instead of r9 equals to 4, red would now be prepared to play r9 equals to 3 to attack, and it will allow red to leverage the situation to his benefit. Say black refuse, then push r2 plus 4, red will continue with r9 equals to 3, and this would be the position of discussion for this board. With r9 plus 3, red is intent on pushing the pawn across the river to attack. Now there are two main variations. The first would be black accepting the trade of pawns, and the other would be r2 equals to 4, whereby black would try to attack the horse. Now in variation A, if black accepted, red would gain initiative, black defends, and red will move the cannon away from out of harm's way and place a lot of pressure, countering the cannon over here. Black would try to double down his efforts on this flank, but red would have ideas of his own and attack the horse. Now black would attack the chariot. R3 equals to 2, and black would trade cannons. Now what would happen if he played R9 H7 plus 6 to offer a trade of material, because now the horse will be attacking this horse and the chariot at the same time. Red will simply pin the horse and be prepared to gain material. If black tried to prevent that from happening, he would capture the central pawn, and red would have this horse will become a menace, threatening the cannon, also the cannon over here, but this cannon is protected at the moment. But either way, black would have more pawns and enjoy the advantage. So E7 plus 6, C7 plus 6, sorry. Now equals to 2. The positioning of the red pieces is is much better than black's, and red would also have the spatial advantage. Black would have to find a way to develop this horse later on, but nevertheless, red would be better off. So this would be variation A. Now to variation B, sorry. Before I continue, to variation B, R2 equals to 4, black would attack the horse. Now this will lead to a very complicated situation. Now red would try to protect the horse, preparing to play C8 equals to 6, but black would capture the horse, prevent it from developing, and then pin the cannon, so that if black captured the horse, this cannon cannot capture, or red will lose the chariot. When black would gain a horse it would have a net gain of a horse. So red would now play R2 plus 2, so that this cannon will now be protecting the chariot. So if black captured, he could capture back the chariot without any qualms. Now this would be the second position of discussion. There are two sub-variations. The first of which would be P7 plus 1, variation BA, and the last would be variation BB. Now in variation BA, P7 plus 1, red captures. P7 plus 5, a necessary defensive measure. Now black cannot rush with cannot rush his moves or offer a trade of material, because his defenses were still weak. If he did so, red would gladly trade horses and then attack the central pawn. Black would have been forced to protect, and this is when the chariot would now offer a trade of chariots, because the cannon was protected. And with this move, this cannon would now pin the black chariot, and red would be all sorts of trouble, because red would have R3 equals to 5 as a threat. So this would be a check, and black's position will fall apart rapidly, because now the chariot would just simply move away, and no matter where the chariot moved, it will be captured because of this discovered check. So red will have immediately have a winning position. So H7 plus 6 is not viable. Plus 5. Red continues to attack the chariot, sorry. Force the horse over here. Force the chariot over here. 3 plus 2. Black tries to link his material. Offers another trade of material. Black tries to put up a fight, but red would have excellent positioning. Now, the beginner might be tempted to play H6 minus 4, thinking that he could fork both chariots, but red would simply capture the chariot for a trade of material and be safe. So that is why the best move would be R2 plus 4 to link the chariots up and prepare to play R6 minus 4, perhaps on the next move. So red would have excellent positioning. So that is why R2 equals to 4 is not a good idea. And this would be variation A, whereby black would accept the trade of pawns. Now to variation BB. E7 plus 5, black would up his defenses. This is perhaps a better counter, but red would still have his attack with C8 equals to 6, attacking the chariot. forcing the chariot away. Black back down, unfortunately. Perhaps a better move would be to simply trade this chariot for two of red's major pieces, and red would still have a slight advantage, but black would be able to last much longer. So p3 plus 1, trade of black cannot move, black cannot capture this pawn with the elephant, otherwise he retreat and force a trade of chariots. Black loses the elephant in the process. After trading, check, e3 plus 5, this is the best move. If for any other counter, red will capture the pawn. For example, let's say let's say this move, red will capture and capture the central pawn. So red will now be prepared to move the horse away for a discovered attack, and red will be much ahead in terms of development of material. Black's pieces have not crossed the river, there's no attack, and red has the obvious advantage. 7 check, retreat and capture. So in this, as the game would now slowly enter the endgame phase, red would have more pawns, and he would be more than happy to trade away the cannon, because his piece-kind combination would be better than black's two horses. So in the discussion, it was pointed out that in the beginning, red's e3 plus 5 was a little bit not so efficient, but as the game progressed, this move would be the main reason for black's loss. So let us review the game from the eyes of black. Treat a little bit. Pawn, thundering cannon, and the elephant variation. Black develops his right flank. 7 plus 6. H8 plus 7 to protect. A9 plus 1 to lend support. H is okay, and dubious move, p7 plus 1, that will have grave consequences. Red counters with p3 plus 1, a nice move. R2 plus 4. R9 goes to 3, threatening to push the pawn across. This will be the first position of discussion. Variation A, p7 plus 1, the exchange is accepted. Protecting the elephant, protecting the horse. Red counters. Black tries to retreat and attack, but red is not fearful. Move the chariot away, offering a trade of material. Black accepts. If he did not and tried to make this move, red would pin and gain material. And if black tried to prevent, the pawn would be lost, and red's advantage would be even more significant. 3. All in all, red's positioning is much better. The spatial advantage is obvious, and black would have a hard time trying to crawl back into the game. Variation B, R2 equals to 4. Black decides to attack this horse, but red would have impulse defense, trading away the horse. And after black played R9 equals to 8, red would advance the chariot so that it will be protected by the cannon, and this will allow this cannon for attack. Two sub-variations, variation BA and variation BB. Variation BA, p7 plus 1, not a good idea. Red attacks, e7 plus 5 to defend, a very necessary measure. If you play h7 plus 6, all hell will break loose and red will win very quickly. Now in e7 plus 5, black tries to put up defense, but red has more other ideas in mind, and red has an excellent situation. Variation BB, last sub-variation. Black ups his defenses. Red attacks the chariot as planned, forcing the chariot away. Perhaps a better move would be to trade the chariot for 2 major pieces, and red will still have the advantage, but perhaps black can still put up more of a fight. b3 plus 1, r5 equals to 7. e5 7 will be deadly, because black would offer trade on material, and black loses the elephant. 4, e5 plus 7, c2 goes to 5 a check, and a very gritty move. Otherwise, red will capture the central pawn. After trading away material, red has more pawns, 1, 2, 3, 4, better positioning, and he'll be more than happy to trade away the cannon, so that his remaining cannon and horse combination will be much powerful, more powerful than black's 2 horses. So the main lesson that the authors discussed was the issue of p7 plus 1. This would prematurely reveal what black was trying to do and allow red to counter precisely. So if you like the work that I've been doing, please do subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up.